how to quantum leap in 2026. I'm very excited about this. I have come up already with my goals for 2026. I called it Rachel 4.0 because this year was Rachel 3.0. So we're going up one more. It's funny too because I actually make like a new playlist for the year. So I have Rachel 2.0, Rachel 3.0, and this year I'll have Rachel 4.0. And then I'll start putting in the music that I listen to. And it's interesting to see how it changes. But yeah, so I already like went over what my goals are going to be this year. I'm going to go over rewrite my list of like my future self habits. And then I'm going to start going through that list and becoming that person. And I suggest everyone to do that if you are trying to, change your life basically. For me, like I set bigger goals this year and I'm super excited about it. But I know that I need to upgrade my identity first. And to do that, like I know lately, like I feel like I even noticed it today too. I was like saying something. It was when I was running and I was saying like, I was very much negative talking to myself. And I was like, I was aware of it and I stopped and I was like, you can't do this anymore. Like we need to, like, come on, you're supposed to be my cheerleader and you're talking down to me. So I'm like having this inner conversation with myself while I'm running. And I was like, we got to like hype each other up, me to me. So I started to change my mindset and I started to be kinder and more positive to myself during my run. And it really made a difference because I was honestly really wanting to give up on the run. But I'm glad I didn't because I ended up running like, I made the goal that I set that I wanted to do that day, which was 8 kilometers. And that's the thing, like you got to, like when it comes to New Year's, you make all these goals, right? You write them all down. Then maybe you do them for 3 months and then you don't do them anymore, right? And that always happens. It's a very normal, common thing. But the thing is, that's why like I try not to write. I don't write a lot of goals either. I make like a very short list because I don't want, like, there's just the goals that I want to make are like things that are just like, they're big goals. Like I made sure to go high with the goals this year. But I know that like if I overwhelm myself with all these different goals, then if I don't achieve them, then I'm going to feel like really bad, right? But I know that if I write down the habits of the person who can attain my small list of goals, then it's like, I know I will make them. Like I will get to those goals. And the thing too is like, I feel because now I've gotten so much better at goals and actually making my goals, like, sorry, not making them, completing my goals. That I actually built the self-trust for myself. So now I know that when I make a goal, I'm definitely going to make it. Like I'm going to get that goal at the end of the year because I've already proven to myself in previous years that I can hit those goals. And I always try to make sure that when I make goals, I make routines tied to the goals, right? Like how am I going to make this goal, right? It's not just make a goal and then start doing it for 3 months and then stop. I actually like make a system that includes that goal so that I can actually accomplish it. So for example, like one of my goals is running a 10K. I am actually running one at the end of January. And like I knew if I want to get this goal, and like I have a certain time I want to run too, I was like, I need to practice, like I need to train for it. So I started like, I do a long run every 2 weeks on the weekend. So that was my 8 kilometers, which is the longest I ran. And then I do like short runs, which will improve my speed throughout the week. So I have like a schedule. I have a spot where I do my runs that I always run on. And then I have a spot for my like long run on the weekend. And I always run that run. And I set myself up so it's actually achievable. Like I know I'm going to hit that goal because I made time and space and I showed up for the goal. Like even if I didn't want to run, I really didn't. Like it's really cold outside, but I did it because I knew I wanted to reach that goal of hitting the 10K. So I can get to 8 kilometers right now. And then in another 2 weeks, I'll do 9. And then by then it'll be the 10K. And then I get to cross that one off my list. Like, I already made that goal. Another goal of mine was to write 2 books. Well, if I want to write 2 books, there's a certain amount of time I need to give to each book. And last year I wrote 1 book, and I kind of knew, like, I timed myself for how long it would take me to write like a page, and then time myself for how long it would take me to edit a page, right? So I know that these, like, how long it takes to do things. So for knowing, because I know that now, I can like actually, you know, create a plan so I can hit and make those 2 books. Now, obviously things happen with life, right? And you might have to adjust and reevaluate. But when you make goals, make sure you have, like, you've scheduled them in. Like, you have a plan, like, you know where you're going to do it, when you're going to do it, how you're going to do it, what it looks like. And obviously you might not have it all figured out, but at least you have an outline and a plan, and then you can pivot where you need to. Because it's super important that when you make goals that you make them so that you can actually achieve them, right? So don't go and make goals and then not like plan how you're going to make it. Like, if you're going to eat healthy, then what you should do is plan like maybe healthy meals for the week, and then go grab like the food and then pre-prep it all so it's all ready for you. Because I find too, when you're like trying to eat healthy, and I'm very bad for this too, if you don't have food prepped, it's easier to go and grab something that's unhealthy than to make something that's healthier, right? Healthy. So if you want to, like, that's your goal, is to eat healthier, then meal prep that food. So that when you're hungry, you don't go and grab chips, but instead you go and heat up your already pre-made food. Like, it's things like that. Like, you set yourself up for success. And by doing that, have systems in place, make a plan. Like, be so, you know, like, choose yourself for this, right? Choose your future self. Choose it. Like, it's worth it. Put the energy, plan so that you can achieve these goals, right? And like, align your energy and your environment. So make sure, like, you know, if you want to go to the gym and stuff, like, make sure you have like everything ready for the gym, right? Like, don't rely on, like, the more systems you have in place, it makes it easier to do things, right? When I used to go to the gym, because I don't go to the gym now, I work out of my basement, which is amazing because, like, I have a time and it's so convenient. So the reason I chose to do that was because, you know, I have my kids for half the time, and the half the time they're with their dads. So when I have them for the half the time that they're with me, I can't go and leave to go to the gym. And I knew that was already going to be an issue, because then if I'm only going to the gym, then how do I work out when I have my kids? So then I go, like, I'm only going to the gym half the time. So I was like, I need weights. And I got weights. And I bought weights and I put them in my basement. And then I even ordered heavier weights because I can lift heavier. And I did that, and it made it so much, like, now there's no excuse. Like, I'm set up, and I understand that not everybody can go out and buy, like, it is expensive and stuff, but like, there's just so many different, just find things that are easy, like an easy system for yourself so you can achieve your goals. Don't set goals and then not have systems in place for them, right? Because then you won't be able to achieve them. Make your goals, put systems in place, and make your environment so it fits that. Like, if you're going to, you know, eat healthy, work out, do all that, keep your space clean so it's easier. You have time to, like, go and do all these things, right? You have space in your kitchen so you can meal prep. And then you have, like, all of your gym stuff organized so you can grab it and go. Honestly, I used to, when I went to the gym, which is actually what I was going to say before I went off track, was I would sleep in my gym clothes. And then when I would wake up early in the morning, it was easier to go to the gym because I was already dressed, right? And that was a big thing for me because you're super cozy and you don't want to get out of bed. But when you wear your gym clothes, then you're kind of like already, like, one step's done. So then all you need to do is just get out of the bed, which is very hard, but you can do it. Like, it's things like that, right? And then you need to, like, to quantum leap, like, you need to take bold, unapologetic action. Like, don't sit in comfort, and don't make your goals, like, small. Like, go for big goals, right? Like, make them big. Um, because you can do it, and it's very surprising what you can do when you set a higher bar, right? And like for me, I realized that too. Like, I used to always make such like small goals, and they were actually all the same like goals. And now like I'm actually very happy to know that my goals have changed now. Um but like, make big goals and be bold. Like, the thing to quantum leap is you need to do things that you would not usually do, right? And just try new experiences. Like, that's one of the things that I love doing, is trying new experiences, because when you're trying to be a different version of yourself, and you might not even know exactly like what you enjoy and stuff. And when you go out and you try different things, you meet different people, and you meet different perspectives, and you've learned so much about other things in this world that you might not have even thought of. Like, what I thought I wanted and what my goals were last year has completely changed to this year. And I've set bigger, bolder goals. And I have like I just have so much things I want to do, and so much things I want to be. And I always thought maybe I'm doing too much and all that, but I'm like, no, I'm not. Like, that's how you quantum leap. That's how you go from one place to another, is by being bold. Like, go out there, get out there and try new experiences, do different things. Like, it's 2026. Be bold. And you need to have feedback. So make sure that your goals are measurable and that you can like see little wins as you're doing it, right? Because that's the thing. If it's not measurable, then you're not going to actually know if you hit it or not. And I actually made that mistake last year with one of my goals, because I wanted to, like, I didn't measure it. So I was like, I don't actually really know if I hit that one goal. So this year I am measuring everything. Everything's getting measured. But it's like very important that you like go and look at it and see what your results are, where you can tweak it and how you can do better with it. And that's super important. Like, it needs to be measurable, because you need to know like where you're going to where you need to improve and all that. Right. So for me, like timing, like how long it takes me to write a chapter or a page, timing how long it takes me to edit, right? Knowing those that's where I can learn how to improve. That's how I'm going to get better at writing, is by looking at how I can get better with that stuff. And then there's a few like other things that are measurable too, right? Like for example, like even if you want to grow your butt 2 inches, like measure your butt and see if it's growing or if it's not growing, right? Like things like that, right? Running, like, track how long you can run and the pace, how fast you can go, and then have like maybe a goal. Maybe you want to improve your running, like speed or your distance, right? And measure it. And then that way you can actually see and celebrate the small wins, and you can see alignment too, right? Like, is what I'm doing working or is it not? And then you can tweak it and change it for how it will work, right? And that's the thing. Like, quantum leaping is basically like creating a new reality for yourself, right? And to do that, you have to become a version of yourself that you are not now. And you have to do these things and have goals that maybe you normally wouldn't have, or are bigger than what you thought you could do, right? And I know like you should set reasonable goals, but don't limit yourself, because you don't know what is reasonable, right? Like, obviously don't set like I'm gonna get $1 million this year, or maybe do it, maybe do set that, but like, I mean, set goals that when you achieve them, you're like, I can't believe I achieved them. That's basically what I mean. Like, something that your future self would just jump for joy because you couldn't believe that you actually did this. And that's actually how I feel about this year and the end of the year, because it's like as if I actually did that. And next year, I know that I want the goals I've set for Rachel 4.0 and the identity I want for next year. Like, I feel like next year, 2026, is going to be, I have a sense that this is going to be just a very like transformative year, and that I'm going to be pushed to a limit that I didn't know I could even go over, right? And I'm excited for that, because each time, every year, my ceiling becomes a baseline. And like, I love it. And I'm just like, I know in past videos I said, I know that things may not look like they've changed externally, but internally I could feel a lot of changes. But now I'm thinking, I was like, everything kind of changed externally too, because I'm like with different people and I'm in different environments. I'm going to different places I didn't even think I was going to go to. And like, that's literally my environment reflecting all the changes I have, because I'm going to places I didn't even think I would go to and having experiences I didn't think I would have. So I know that this year I'm going to keep growing and accomplishing my goals. And I want to encourage everybody else, like, you can be whoever you want to be. You can do whatever you want to do. Like, don't limit yourself, okay? Every year, set like high ceilings, because they will become your baseline, and work on them every day. And you can accomplish anything if you believe it. You need to believe it. Because if you don't believe it, then you won't achieve it. But if you can believe it, you will achieve it, right? And the first person that needs to believe it is yourself. So go out there, be bold, set very high ceiling goals, set systems to achieve those goals, and go out there and quantum leap. And then at the end of the year, you're going to have like a completely different reality. And then guess what? Repeat and do it again.